there is not a lurking but almost a certain doubt and an apprehension in our minds that with the kind of situation which is existing in those areas, that these incidents are likely to be repeated. And I would therefore in his response urge the Honorable Home Minister, rather than consider it only as a law and order problem, that so many people have been uprooted, so many people have been arrested, so many people have been sent back, relief is being provided to so many people. That of course is the least that the government must do. The state government had completely failed. But please go into the root cause of why this problem is taking place. And if this problem gets repeated, the consequences not only on the state of Assam but on India as a nation, our national identity, our personality, even our geography are going to be severe. Sir, I don't want to take satisfaction by saying that my party had always said so. But then the least that can be said is this not a normal and a natural consequence of the change or an unnatural change in the demography that has taken place in those regions? Demography has an impact on the economy. You take away the land which belongs to the people who are in the normal habitat in those areas. You impact on their place of work, their agriculture, their resources. And all this is accompanied by social tensions. Those who have administered this country, those who framed our laws, our constitutions, were conscious of this. We are conscious of the sensitivity of the certain areas. Our tribal areas, we know it's a natural habitat of some people who can go and buy land there and settle there. We are conscious of the sensitivities of those areas. My friend from Jammu and Kashmir yesterday was speaking very vociferously. They are proud of what they call the Kashmiriyat, and they want that to be preserved. I can understand his sentiment. We may disagree on many issues, but this sentiment I don't disagree with. Northeast, therefore, is a very sensitive region for India. The land connectivity between Northeast and the rest of the country is very narrow, what we call the chicken's neck. Northeast was one of the provinces, which was one of the regions which was very badly affected because of India's partition. There was a lot of violence which took place on the western borders, where the country was partitioned, but Northeast moved some good 1200 to 1500 kilometers away by the creation of what we then called East Pakistan. And therefore, whether it is raw material or it is some food items, the travelling distance itself increased, and therefore life was certainly not the most comfortable. It had different kinds of tribes, communities, people, and they were very sensitive to this. And this is one area where we really should not have had any political differences as to how to deal with it. So the Congress leadership at that stage, immediately on the eve of independence, and immediately upon independence, the Congress party in Assam was led by a legendary leader, Shri Gopinath Bordoloi, who is still very, very revered in that state. His name is taken with a lot of respect. He is a Bharat Ratna. What was his approach to this problem and what is your approach today? His approach was, and this is recorded, he wanted that personality of Northeast, particularly Assam, its cultural identity, its linguistic identity to be maintained. I was going through a resolution of the Assam Pradesh Congress Committee in 1945, immediately on the eve of independence. And the Pradesh Congress Committee said, unless the province of Assam is organized on basis of Assamese language and Assamese culture, the survival of Assamese nationality and culture will become impossible. The inclusion of Bengali-speaking Sylhet and Kachar and immigration and importation of lakhs of settlers on wastelands has been threatening to destroy the distinctiveness of Assam and has in practice caused many disorders in administration. Now this is not the AGP saying this. This is what the then Congress party said this. Lord Wavell wrote that Gopinath Bodloy wrote to Sardar Patel in 1946